Bonsoir, salam, shalom, any language. Welcome to the this amazing event with the Islamic Voices series. Now, Ryan Davis over there, that amazing young man, said I was responsible for this happening. I wish. I just, alerted them to the amazing amount of musical productions coming in from the Arab world, which totally counteracts the stereotypes we see in the media, always on the Arabs, trying to bring a different side, because while all this chaos is happening, and it is happening, there's such an undercurrent of Arab musical productions coming. I think when people are facing really difficult circumstances, music often becomes the only thing you can afford, the only way you can escape that harsh reality. And music is available for anybody. It's not elitist, especially the kind of music that Emel Mathlouthi is singing. So the first thank you I have to say to Stanford Live and to Ryan over there who made all this happen. This is, you're a kid to me. This kid is brilliant. And to sit next to Joel Baden, I mean, I don't think, I can describe this feeling. In fact, Joel...
We're friends.
Joel is the reason I have Arabology. He had a show on KCSU, it was called Mediterraneans, and he took listeners on this journey, and then he would ask me to sub for him, and that turned into a show of my own Arabology, and to this day I say Arabology wouldn't be possible without Mediterraneans having paved the way. And thank you for that, Joel. It's a pleasure. So Joel gave you this amazing historical context, socio-political analysis. I'm here to give you more like the music part, because one thing you want to do tonight is like sway with Emel Mathlouthi's lyrics, especially when she sings what song?
My word is free.
You are awesome. My word is free, meaning unencumbered, free. Kilmeti hurra, ma parole est libre. And that is the song that became the soundtrack to the Tunisian revolt. I mean, she has that, it's the anthem. You can't think of the Tunisian revolution and uprising without thinking of music. Music played such a part in mobilizing the masses. The internet, put it on the internet. It started with El General, the hip-hop artist from Tunisia. He was the first voice, and the first female voice was Emel Mathlouthi. So to have her here tonight and to have us all be treated to that song, when she sings Kilmeti Hurra, you're gonna... Did everyone bring Kleenex? Maybe we should. Yeah, we need the box of tissues. You're gonna cry tears of pride and joy and sadness and hope. So they're not really sad tears, because that song gives so much hope. Kilmeti Hurra, and she speaks when she reads that song about a free Tunisia. So Emel, in many ways, represents the voice of a free Tunisia. She represents the voice of free women, especially. She does not shy away from singing about equality in terms of gender, in terms of sexuality, in terms of, rising up against the system. And Emel's story is very interesting. I wish we had more time for me to take you through the courageous stance she took. She was not treated with gentle hands by the government at the time. No surprise, perhaps, because her music mobilized the masses. So she's gonna take you through that song, Kilmeti Hurra. She's going to take you through her whole repertoire. And for the first time ever, everybody who's here is gonna be treated to songs from her upcoming album. Her second album, it's called Insan, which translates as human or human being. Nobody has heard these tracks. So Joel and I were thinking, is she going to do it? She is, Joel. She's going to premiere tracks from her second CD. It'll be available in January 2017. But you guys will be like, already heard that at the big concert hall. And so everybody that came here, you're in for a wonderful treat. And I want to lastly say, that the language is not a barrier when it comes to this kind of music. You are going to feel the emotion in her voice. You know what she's singing about. You do not need to know Arabic to understand what is going on. This is revolutionary music. This defines indie and alternative Arabic music, which is alive and well all over the Arab world. Perhaps because of the circumstances they're living. These young people, there is so much talent. I look around here and I go, we have so many opportunities. There's an indie music market, there's a hip hop market. There's Arabic hip hop that will knock your socks off. It's like poetry set to hip hop rhythms, and it all exists. So I try through my Arabology show, which airs on KCSU 90.1 FM, I try to only concentrate on that. Certainly we all respect Kulthum and Sayyid Darwish, Nabila Mango, and Fairuz and the greats. But the music that I'm trying to bring to you through Amal is a music that is sort of not anti-traditional, but it's a big departure from the traditional divas and legends we all know. And so be prepared to go on this musical journey with Emel Mathlouthi. Do you know what her name means? Amal?
Hope.
So it's not just one hope,
Hopes.
right? Because Amal is one hope. Amal, how appropriate is hopes. So if anybody ever asked you, you're walking down the street, they're like, what's the plural of hope in Arabic?
Yeah.
Amal, the plural of Amal. There's your Arabic lesson
That'll
du
happen.
jour. And she is the hopes not only of the Tunisian people, she's the hopes of the Middle East. She is doing all she can to make it a better place. I think music is gonna really, really be instrumental in bringing any kind of change. I'm very proud that even though I'm over 50, I'm listening to hip hop at home and acting like, I don't wear the cap backwards and put my pants down, but I enjoy the hip hop lyrics, and then that led me to enjoy the music. So are you ready for, she's gonna start at 7:30. And we're gonna give you a little break, right, Ryan? While everybody comes in. A lot of people are coming in at 7:30 for her performance. So thank you again to Professor Joel Bainan, to the Stanford Live, the Abbasi Program in Islamic Studies, the Manhaj Resource Center, also the Arabic program, the Hebrew program, the Turkish program, and the Language Center, and everybody else. Shukran. A huge hello to my amazing assistant today, Sahel Khatib, Syrian activist and actor, and to all my friends. Shukran, shukran, shukran for coming. Merci beaucoup. Shukran jazilan, and thank you.
في
Can't find who knows me. Can't find who hears about me.
tummy, take out the eye. With salam. So peace, and it's all about peace today. It's all about beautiful music that is peaceful music that aims at changing the world. And every one of you who came here today, I want to thank you for coming and giving Arabic music a chance. You're going to be really surprised by Emel's music. It's not, the old kind of Arabic whiny music that I grew up with. This is experimental, this is new. She sings, in English, in Arabic, she speaks so many languages. And so when she does, come in, if you feel like throwing out a marhaba, she'd be very impressed. She'll think you speak Arabic. And, okay, so just nod yes if you are happy you're here. And do this if you're not happy you're here. So, but along with that comes yes and no. So are you happy to be here? It's either naam or la. Did you know much of the head la? You don't know what you're about to see, how beautiful it is. So you're happy you're here? Naam. Are you glad you're not elsewhere? La. Double negative. So shukran, that's thank you for everybody. And after you hear Emel's gorgeous music, at the end, hopefully we're going to have a chance for a Q&A. So I'm just going to, if you're done, ask a question, you might get a chance to do it at the end. And shukran to, of course, Stanford Live for making this happen. You kids, maybe some of you will end up at Stanford and end up learning Arabic. And then you'll go, I know that you and the old dude who teaches Arabic. I met him at the Emel Mathlouthi concert. And so I am Ramzi Salti. I'm the Arabic professor here at Stanford for 17 years. So some of you were not born when I started. And I teach Arabic here. And I also have a radio show on KZSU 90.1 FM. So I'm a DJ. Which is like people think, I'm so much younger when they hear me on the radio. Like, oh, DJ Ramzi, cool. And then they meet you and they're like, who are you, his father? And I'm like, no, but that's why I do radio. I don't do TV. If I was on TV, people would see that I'm slightly older. So, shukran and salam and marhaba to everyone. I'm going to, what are we going to do to call out to Emel to come out? Shall we say marhaba to what's the marhaba Emel? Ahlan wa salam. I wish you salam. I wish you hope. I'm trying to make a heart. I wish you hope. And I wish you will enjoy every ughniya today. And do you guys rock? Is that a naam or a la? Naam. In fact, I'll say it now. You're a wonderful, wonderful crowd. Shukran to everybody. And I think I'm going to turn it over to Emel Mathlouthi. Shall we say it? Emel Mathlouthi. Emel Mathlouthi. Good job, Emel Mathlouthi. Emel Mathlouthi, everybody. Shukran, salam, and remember the Q&A after, so have that ready. Okay? Shukran. Do we have time for a few questions, Ben? Okay, so I know it's kind of intimidating to be the first to ask a question, but I'm sure there's some gutsy. There we go, young lady, yes.
What's your technique for like keeping your voice steady, not?
So Emma, you heard that. What's the technique? You have a technique to keep your voice so steady.
Well, I have extra. No, I'm joking. So it's very simple. This is a looper, and you can buy it in the store. And you just you record your voice, and then you just put on layers and layers and layers. And the nice thing that I started doing maybe a few years ago, considering that there were no mistakes. I wasn't gonna try to loop my voice to let it stick to a certain structure or rhythm. I just do whatever, improvise, and just let the sounds, marinate with each other. And well, sometimes it works, maybe sometimes it doesn't.
I think it worked. Anybody else? Yes, young man over there, yes.
Percussion guy, what is it that you're using to make the noises?
So what is it that's needed to make the noises? I think the kids love the special voices and noises. What exactly, you want to know exactly what she uses?
The percussion guy, what?
Oh, the percussion guy. Yeah, cool percussion. Is he not the coolest guy? Yes. Sorry.
Well, I hit the thing with a stick and it makes it. No, so there's a hard drive on here.
Wow.
And so I can take any sounds I want from anywhere, stick them on here, put effects on it. A lot of times I'll take the sounds from her record. We can use the exact same sounds that she had. Sometimes I use my own. So I have stuff like this, but then I can also add effects from the machine. So it's pretty flexible. It's like an endless world, endless noise. Exactly. So.
Well, that's such a good question. And you're the coolest percussion guy we've ever seen at Stanford. I've seen you. So, yes, how about the young lady? Yes, you.
I like to have, the acoustic set and the electronic set, even though I didn't use this morning. But yeah, you can put sounds of an acoustic set on it. Maybe I have one. They're not the best. You can, but I think it's best to use the acoustic drums to get that sound rather than the copy of it. But also, the reverse is true. It's very hard to simulate electronic drums on acoustic sounds, so it's good to have both.
So how about the kid that's in front of you, right there? Do you see the kid there, Ahmad? I saw him like bopping along. You have a question? Did you actually hit the thing because it didn't really look like you did?
I am really hitting it.
He really is hitting it. That's a good question. How about the young lady, the girl with the blue, the turquoise? So this is a question for Ahmad. They want to know at what age, when did you start your singing career?
I think I really realized that I had a crush on singing, and that it was really my thing when I was 15 years old, when I was learning everything that I liked. I would learn it by heart and listen and sing it and repeat it over and over and over when we used to have cassettes.
I don't know if they know cassettes. Yes.
Talk about your experience and inspiration.
Such such a great question. Like, you know, the Tunisian Arabs, where the Arab Spring began in Tunisia, and to talk about her experience at that period. Can you go back, Emel, a little bit with us? To that
Yeah,
period?
so I think what was really, really important is to live in Tunisia before the revolution, because the revolution was like for 3 weeks, like the revolution happened in 3 weeks. But what was living in Tunisia like is really all the years before that. And what I did and was really important to me is like to try to fight those difficult years, difficult for us as youth, because we didn't have, well, first of all, we didn't have all the opportunities that you guys have here. There were like very, very limited space for us to evolve and to dream, and you know, all these kind of things that are really interesting to carry with you when you are growing up. But at the same time, it was very interesting because there was no possibilities, no encouragements, no structures. So at the same time, it pushes you to be even much more creative and invent methods and sounds. And in contrast, you were completely free to do whatever you had in your brain, but like with your friends and like in limited circles. But in the same time, you felt like completely free because you didn't really have the pressure of an audience or of like, okay, we did have a few shows and a few spaces, but it was really limited. So that really, I think, encouraged my creativity and made me who I am today.
Got to see. What do you think about the kid there? He has a good question. I can feel it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're saying that, you know, there weren't that many concerts. You were saying there weren't that many spaces. So when was your first real concert and how did it feel?
Well, as long as you have like an audience no matter where and no matter how, I think that's a real concert. So my first real concert was at my university, and it was the only college where there was actually a rehearsal space, and it was mainly for the Oriental music group, because that was like kind of the official kind of groups. But we, me and my friends, we formed a metal band, and we just took over their space because we were much more, because actually we didn't go to courses sometimes. And I think the Oriental music students were much more serious in their engineering. So yeah, we were really motivated, and we had our first concert there. So we had a lot of students, and I think the most interesting audience is students, because they're just so excited and they're like about to explode. So the energy is very interesting, and especially if you are a rock band. So I remember I was like, okay, this is what I want to do all my life, and it didn't feel more exciting to me to be in like a bigger stage many years later. Because those feelings, were so raw, and I felt like flying.
There's videos of those early days on YouTube for anyone who wants to, see that.
And in my hard drive that I will never show.
Do we have time for a couple more questions, Ben? Okay, so yes. Yep. Yeah, that's really like a good
this
question
morning it was
improvisation, right?
Yeah, this morning was totally improvised. Of course, I mean, there are some lines that I take from a few ideas that I have, and there's this song actually of, I don't know if you're familiar with Jeff Buckley. You should know him. You don't. And this song is called New Year's Prayer, and for me it's one of his best songs. And the song starts with fallen light, and I think it's a marvelous expression and a state of mind. So I took those lyrics and I tried to marry them with whatever the guys start doing, actually. And sometimes you don't see me, but I'm like, no, that's not true. Not really. Today when I came in, they were really, like, I felt so inspired and I'm so lucky to be with them. You had a question, maybe?
Yes. How many languages do you know?
Oh, how many languages does Emel Mathlouthi know?
So I speak fluently 3 languages, Arabic, English, and French. And I speak 2 other languages that I wish to practice more, Italian and Spanish. And I started learning some Turkish.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, languages are really, really interesting. And if you ever have the chance, even with a small little book, you know, even just to know a few expressions, I think is something very enriching.
Naam. Who has a question? How about you in the blue?
What are all of you guys' names?
Okay, yes, the names, because they're not, Emel is not the typical
Yeah,
name.
so I introduced Pierluigi. He plays piano, keyboards, and he has a lot of little machines that, I mean, I don't even know what he's really doing. You know? It's so complex.
You don't want to.
So his name is Pierluigi Salami, and he's from Milan. And this is Sean Crowder, and he's originally from Colorado.
What's so funny?
And you and of course you know what the name Emel is, her first name, Emel, it means hopes in Arabic. So it's a beautiful name, like your parents knew you were going to give us hope and they named you Emel.
Well, yeah, my parents were so broke when they had me, so my father had the idea of naming me Emel, so maybe there will be some hope for them.
I think we have one more. Okay, one more. All right. So let's have somebody who hasn't asked before. Do you want to ask? Go ahead. Yes, you.
Okay. I'm a piano person. Why do you have a piano and a keyboard?
Why does he have what?
A piano and a keyboard.
Oh, yeah. Why do you have a piano and a keyboard?
This is your chance.
I'm spoiled. Yeah, well, they do very, very different things. The piano makes this sound, as you very well know. And I try to expand it a little bit by playing inside the piano too. You see me muting some strings sometimes. She can demonstrate. But yeah, when you get into the electronic world, you really need a keyboard to get all the crazy synthesizer sounds, and you can experiment and make noises, and I can compete with Sean the way it's not fair he gets to have all the fun. Yeah, so they do very different things, and I like to use them both.
And boy, were you turning like you were just swiveling. You should just have a swivel chair.
I should.
Great job, grazie. Yes.
He actually usually has another keyboard, so it's like he's
Three?
trapped.
Oh man. So today you're kind of free.
To
Yeah.
complete the angle, you know.
Beautiful. So I'm going to say shukran, which is thank you. I'll say merci. What's it in Turkish? Teşekkür.
Teşekkür ederim.
Ooh, mashallah. So thank you so much for coming. Learn Arabic and.
Never give up your dreams and just believe in yourselves and try to explore as much crazy ideas not too crazy. Because this is the time. Thank you.